Welcome to Mrs. Moan's math video. This is target number 3, working on factors of a number. First of all, factors. You need to know that those are numbers you multiply to get another number. For example, we can say that 3 and 4 are factors of 12 because 3 times 4 equals 12. In this case, 12 would be our product, but our factors are 3 and 4. Typically, you need to list all the factors of a number. I think the easiest way to do this is to list them in pairs. So 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Those are all the factors of 12. Sometimes people like to write them in numerical order, like it below. Either way is fine, but again, I think you're going to be more successful if you write them in pairs. You're less likely to forget one. So we're going to try two numbers here. We're going to use divisibility rules to list all the factors of each number. If you'd like to try it on your own, pause the video, do it, and then unpause it to check your answers. If you need help, just follow along and take notes and do them with me. So we're going to start with 36. So going through the numbers pretty much 1 through 10, I'm going to start with 1, and 1 is a factor of every single number. So I know I can always write that one down first. 1 times 36 is my first factor pair. After that is 2. It's an even number, so I know for sure 2 is a factor of it. 2 times 18 equals 36, so those are another set of factors. After 2 is 3. I think about my divisibility rule for 3, where you have to add up the digits. 3 plus 6 equals 9, and 9 is divisible by 3. So I know 3 is also a factor. In this case, it's 3 times 12. Those are both factors. Next is 4, and I know that 4 times 9 equals 36. So those are both factors. After 4 is 5. It does not end in 5 or 0, so 5 is not a factor. Next is 6. The rule for 6, it must be divisible by both 2 and 3. In this case, it is. So I know 6 is a factor. In this case, it's 6 times 6. If you want to write the times 6, you can. It does not really matter. A lot of times we leave it off because you only need the factor written down once. So these are all the factors of 36. Next, let's try 42. Again, start with 1. Sometimes that's the easiest one to forget. And it's the easiest one to do. So 1 times 42 are the first factors. It's an even number, so I know 2 is a factor. Now, sometimes if you think, well, I know 2 works, but I don't know what its pair is, then you might need to do some scratch work on the side, do some division. 42 divided by 2. Well, 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 goes into 2 once. Alright, so we know that my match with 2 is 2 times 21. Next is the rule for 3. So I add up my digits. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 is divisible by 3, so 3 works. Again, if you don't know how many times 3 goes in there, do a little division. Grab some scratch paper if you need. 3 goes into 4 once. 3 goes into 12, 4. So my pair is 3 times 14. Your next number you want to check is 4. You cannot divide this by 2 twice, so 4 does not work. Doesn't end in 0 or 5, so 5 doesn't work. But 6 is divisible by both 2 and 3, so I know 6 is a factor. 6 times 7. 7 already works. 8, no. 9, no. 10, no. And then sometimes it's good to think about 11 and 12 and 13. Again, if you need to do a little bit of scratch work for those higher numbers just to make sure, that's a good idea. Last two we're going to try. Again, if you want to do them yourself, pause the video and then come back. 45, we're going to start with 1 times 45. It is not an even number, so 2 does not work. The rule for 3, 4 plus 5 equals 9. Is 9 divisible by 3? Yep. 3 times 15. 4, nope, can't divide it by 2 twice. It ends in a 5, so we know 5 works. 5 times 9. 6 does not work because it's not divisible by both 2 and 3. Then I just think about 7 and 8. Those do not work. 10 does not work. And then I go through 11, 12, 13. In my mind, I know. If you don't, just use some scratch paper. So 45 only has 6 factors to it. Next, let's try 29. The first one to do, 1 times the number. So 1 times 29. Oops, sorry, that's supposed to be a little dot there. It's not even, so 2 doesn't work. Doesn't work for the divisibility rule for 3 because 2 plus 9 is 11, and 3 does not go into 11. 4, I can't divide it by 2 twice. 5, no, 6. And then you can keep going. Sometimes you might want to check 13 and just think, how many times is 13? No, that doesn't work. And what you're going to find out is that these are the only 2 factors of 29. And actually, if there's only 2 factors, we call this a prime number. So that is factors of a number. Make sure you use your divisibility rules. It will definitely help you. All right, have fun.